All right, we're rolling. What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. It's your boy Primecalvin, Prime CJ85. You already know what time it is. It's time to take action. It's time to upgrade. Welcome to the new video. Basically, as you see by the title, joining the real world. This is day 2. All right, so basically this is not a review, guys. As you guys, if you previously watched my previous videos, you would know that this is not a review. This is basically me sharing my journey within the real world, and like every single day what I learn, like the new stuff that I learn, or stuff that is worth sharing, I will be sharing with you guys. All right, in my own words. All right, in my own words, combined with my own experience, if I have so, and otherwise I'll just use examples that I use. All right, so this is not a review. This is basically sharing my journey from 0 to hero to becoming a millionaire and then a multiple billionaire. All right, so guys, what I have here in the previous video, we ended it up with the reminder of health, why health is so important. All right, so today we're starting it off with the next few lessons that I learned from Luke in the real world, the self-improvement course. That's like, in the start of the real world. All right, so negative self-talk, Luke calls this casting spells. All right, so casting spells, he means like whenever you or somebody else says like, hey, you're a loser, or you're not smart, or you're broke, like casting spells is real. So like negative self-talk is something you have to stop right now. Okay, so if you talk bad to yourself, for example, like if you make a mistake, you're like, oh, I'm so stupid. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that, because now you're putting an imprint like on yourself, and you're going to start believing it. Okay, because there's power in words. Okay, for example, if you wake up every single day, you look in the mirror and you say, hey, I'm stupid, guess what? At a certain point, at a certain time, you will start to believe it. Okay, at a certain time, like if people keep telling you lies, or they keep saying like insulting stuff to you, whatever, at a certain point you will start believing it. You'll be like, hey, maybe I'm not that smart. So that's why it's important to don't have negative self-speech. Okay, don't cast spells. Don't do it on yourself. So don't say I'm dumb. Say like, if you make a mistake, you can be like, oh, that was very dumb of me. Don't say like I'm dumb, like, oh, I made a mistake. Or if you're broke right now, say like, oh, I can't afford it right now. Don't be like, oh, it's expensive, or oh, I'm broke, I don't have any money. Don't say stuff like that, guys. Come on. You're going to put a spell on yourself. Okay, basically say stuff like, oh, I cannot afford it at the moment. I cannot buy it at the moment. All right, so basically that leaves the door open to, in the future, you being able to purchase it, to buy it, to do whatever you want. All right, so that's very important. So make sure that if you have friends around you that call you stupid, that say you're slow, that say, oh, you're not capable, whatever, make sure you speak to them and you tell them to cut it out, or afterwards, or otherwise you have to cut them off. Okay, because this is very real, guys. This is very real. Okay, I know about it because I did like the positive casting of spells on myself. All right, so I will wake up and I will be like, hey, you're sexy. Hey, you're smart. Hey, you're amazing. Hey, you're a genius. Like these are the type of stuff you should be doing. Casting spells, or the other word for it is like doing affirmations, right? So doing affirmations is basically speaking something, saying something that you desire, right? For example, I'm rich. Like, hey, you know what? Let's go out for dinner. I don't care if it's $200 per plate, if it's $300 per plate. You know what? I'm rich. You know, it's like the mindset, like it's, affirmation. All right. What I'm not saying is I'm not saying to fake it. I'm not saying like, hey, to go in depth just to eat at a place that's like $200-$300. That's ridiculous, guys, because at a certain price you're just paying like for premium, for prestige, just for the name. So that's bullshit. I mean, you can have good meals. You can have meals like, if you're talking about meals about $10, it's probably not that good. Like, how are they going to get like the best chickens that had like the best life, or the best cows that had like the best life for such a low price? I mean, it doesn't really make sense, right, guys? All right. So with stuff like that, you will notice the difference. If you're paying like 50 for a plate, or you're paying like 100, I mean, then you can see where they're getting like the best cows from, where they're getting like the best meat from, the chickens or whatever. All right. But like at a certain point, you're just paying for the name, right? It's the same with brands. All right. You really think that the quality of Gucci, for example, is much better than if you buy like a genuine 100% cotton t-shirt? Come on, bro. You can get like a good t-shirt for, I don't know, for example, $50 or something. There's no need for you to pay 1,000 or something. So or 500. You're really paying for the name. So it's the same with meat. All right, guys. So what I do want to say is, let's get back on point, because I'm kind of like going off track. So that was the first thing. Negative self-talk. Okay, affirmations. Keep that in check. Make sure everybody around you does positive talk. I'm not talking about lying, being a yes man, not anything like that. Just keep it real, but don't say stuff like that puts like a badge on somebody, like, hey, he can't do that, he's not smart enough, or something like that. Like, come on, cut it off. All right. So the next thing, guys, is only focus on things that you can do something about. So this is a very good point, okay? This is something that I had to, teach my girlfriend as well, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. If you're a member of the real world, you know that the Matrix is real. You know that there are people that are trying to poison us with like bad, injecting all kinds of stuff in the meat, infected, it's poison. Come on, bro, So there's a lot of stuff going on, right? So don't worry about the things you cannot change. So if you can change something, okay, then do so. Worry about it. Make a plan of attack. Change it. All right? For example, if you're fat, you can do something about it. Change it. Cool. Whatever. Become fit. Cool. If you're black, like me, for example, African American, I'm from the Caribbean. Bro, come on, bro. You have to embrace it. I mean, there's nothing you cannot change your color. I know, bro, I'm very blessed with my color. I know there are a couple people that are like, oh, I wish I was, darker, or I wish I was lighter. I mean, come on, bro. Whatever you have to embrace it, all right? So that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, like, for example, like, if you want to make the world a better place, and you're like, hey, how can we stop these people like at the top from trying to, destruct all the humans? How can we do that? Bro, I'm sorry, bro. If you're watching this video, you're probably, I mean, one person cannot do that, So don't worry about that. Just worry about yourself. Just worry that you become better every single day, and that you have like a positive impact on the world. And that's how you can make a change, right? But like for other stuff, like for example, like, if you're late, for example, if you're already late, it doesn't make sense to stress out because you're already late. That's something that I have, for example. All right. If I'm already late and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be late, I'm already late. So it doesn't make sense to like go stressing out, right? So that's like an example of only worry about the things you can change. All right. So if you're late right now, okay, cool. Except, okay, whatever. Just make sure that the next time you're not late. All right. So I have like the cops checking me out. Like the cops are parked like beside my car. I don't know why. I'm recording in my car. Maybe that's why. But doesn't matter. We'll continue. So the next thing that I learned from the real world is that your brain is a comfort zone. Your brain is designed to be efficient, and you can see this. You can see this live with your muscle, guys. Like for example, if you don't eat a lot, or if you go running a lot, for example, people that do sprinting, whatever. What happens? These guys get skinny a lot of times because it's designed to be more efficient. Like if you have like all this fat or all this extra muscle, like that doesn't have any purpose, it's just going to be extra weight. It's going to be like carrying a dead horse, right? It doesn't make sense for the brain to do stuff that are not efficient. So that's why you have to eat so many calories if you want to become big. That's why you have to work out so much, So the brain is trying to keep you safe, all right? So every time that, for example, you stand on a tall building and you're feeling afraid, maybe you have, how do you call that? You're afraid of heights, for example. Your brain is trying to keep you safe, right? I'm not talking about logical stuff. I'm talking about your brain is trying to keep you safe. And on top of that, your brain is trying to be as efficient as possible. All right. So me with boxing, for example, if you look at like the boxing guys, a lot of boxing guys they're not buff. They're not ripped. They're not crazy jacked or something. I mean, you see the muscles, of course, because they train a lot, but they're not big, right? A lot of them, right? And of course, Tyson Fury, you can see it's different. But like in the arms, you can see that the arms are going to want to be more efficient because you want to focus on the speed, right? Like if you have like less meat on the arms, you can have like more speed, right? So that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is, guys, I have an example for you. All right. Like, for example, quitting your job is difficult. If you have a secure job, for example, and you want to quit, you want to start your own business, it can be difficult. Like the most difficult part will probably be mental, right? Because you think, oh yeah, but how am I going to pay my bills? Oh, it's really going to work out, and people call these things insecurities, but it's your brain that wants to stay in the comfort zone. Like, hey, this is already working. This 9 to 5 is already working. Why am I going to, burn the ship and try something that maybe doesn't work? It doesn't make sense for your brain, right? But of course, it makes sense if you think about it, because the rewards are a million times bigger than the capabilities of working 9 to 5. All right. So just keep that in mind and know that whenever your brains is like, oh, don't do this, think about it. And if it makes sense, if you really find like strong points, reasons why it will be beneficial for you, do it. Just do it, man. Come on. All right. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, basically Luke talks about not being able to fail, all right? To fail, whatever. Guys, remember, English is not my first language. I speak papiamento. This is from the Korean, papiamento. I speak Spanish. I speak English. I speak Dutch. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm moving to Portugal soon, so I'm going to be speaking Portuguese as well. So, I'm just trying my best to speak the best English that I can for you guys, all right? So basically what I was saying is you cannot fail, all right? Failing is the definition of failing is giving up, is quitting. Because if you don't give up, you will never fail. You will never fail. Come on, bro. Come on. Like, if you're trying out something and it doesn't work out, it means that you just have to adjust your game plan, right? You just have to adjust your game plan, or you have to put in more time, more hours to perfect your craft and then you will be you will be successful. You will achieve whatever goal you have set. It's really simple, guys. So don't be afraid of failure. All right, embrace failure. All right, because look, a lot of times people think about, what's my goal? Like, hey, I want like a $10 million mansion, whatever. I want to fly on a private jet. People think about like the end goal, whatever. For example, just a random example, right? Here's a hack. Don't think about the goal, think about the action. Make the action the goal. All right? So for example, if your goal is to run like 10 kilometers or 10 miles, whatever, don't think about, when's the finish line? When's the finish line? No, make your goal running. That's it. Because all you have to do to run 10 miles, 10 kilometers, whatever, is run. So just keep running. Just focus on the action. Focus on the action. Make the action the goal. All right. So for me, for example, I've been trying to make YouTube videos for a while now. And I've been thinking about, okay, I want to get like 1,000 views. I want to get, 2,000 views, 10,000 views. And afterwards, 100,000 views. But instead of like focusing on that, what I need to focus on right now is just making a video. It's just the action. Just me making this recording this video right now is already success, because I'm doing the action. So I have to keep doing this. All right. So that's the example. All right. So next thing I picked up from the real world is the definition of stress. All right. So this is kind of like remixed with my own psychology behind it, and what I taught my girlfriend, whatever. So for me, the definition of stress is basically not knowing what to do. If you don't know what to do, that causes stress. All right? Let me just check the time. If you don't know what to do, not knowing what to do, that's the definition of stress. So basically, if you're feeling stressed out, guys, really simple. Take a step back, make a plan, put the problem, whatever you're stressing about, put the problem on a page, like on a piece of paper or whatever. Draw a circle around it and think about solutions. Hey, what is this problem? Where does it come from? Why is it so stressing on me? And what are like the possible solutions? Okay, because as soon as you have a solution, as soon as you realize that it's just you stressing because you don't know what to do, and you make a plan to know what to do, guys, it's going to be gone. Like, there's not going to be reason to stress. You're just going to fix it. Real simple. All right. So stress is not necessary. All right. All right. Let's see. What else? What I have here is believing is achieving. All right. Believing is achieving. So there was like this quote. I think it was like Muhammad Ali. If my mind can conceive it, I can achieve it. I think it was something like that. But basically, guys, that's true. Like, the first step, and Luke talks about it, the first step about becoming successful and like the superpower is self-belief, is believing in yourself. You have to believe it. If you don't believe it, like, you're never going to make it. You have to believe it. So if you want to believe it, if you're struggling with actually believing that you can become an entrepreneur, that you can become a successful multi-million-dollar business, start believing. How do you do that? Every day, talk to yourself. You do affirmations. Say, hey, I can do this. I can do this. And take the action. Make like small goals, like daily goals. It's all about the daily goals. If you're achieving your small daily goals, guess what? You're going to be achieving the bigger goal, the ultimate goal. There's no way around it, all right? So, for example, if, wait, let me grab my calculator real quick. Where's my phone? Oh, here we go. All right, guys. So for example, like if you want to make like 10,000 in a month, for example, 10,000. All right, so 10,000 in a month, you have like 30 days. Because guys, the matrix is for the weekend is for the matrix, all right? So we're working 30 days in a month, all right? So 10,000 divided by 30, that means that you have to make 333 and 32 cents dollars every single day, all right? So if you add it up, come on, bro, it's not that much. Come on. You just have to look for a business where you can achieve this. There's multiple businesses where you can achieve this. I was selling like energy contracts, like for at your home. I was selling like energy contracts to like people at home, right? So one energy contract was like, I don't know, like $100. Like if you sell like a business energy contract like to a business owner, like somebody that's a freelancer, for example, it will be like 150, right? So that means that if I would sell like 2 contracts, I would have 300. If I would sell like 3 contracts, I would have 450. So I would be above it, right? The only thing is, like, of course, with like selling energy contracts, you're not able to call on Sundays, following the law, the rules, but that's just an example. That's like a way that you can make it. For example, right? You have to calculate what is the money that you have to like get in every single day. All right. So you can even take it a step further, right? If you do this and you divide it by the hours that you work, like, I mean, come on. If you're working on your own business, you're probably working like 12 hours a day, for example, right? I mean, there are people that work more, but let's say 12 hours a day. If you're working 12 hours a day, all you need to do is make $28. I'm rounding it up. $28. You see that? An hour. That's it. $28 an hour. All right. So if you think about that, if you're doing drop shipping, if you're doing copywriting, I don't know what you're doing. Come on, guys. $28 in 1 hour. It's very realistic. It sounds very easy, actually. But if you think about 10,000, you're thinking like, hey, how am I gonna do that? I mean, of course, there are people that make that in a day, levels. But for me right now, I want to get to $10,000 online, because the difference between freelancing and online is because I don't have to physically be there. I can be with my laptop in Hawaii, in Thailand, in Portugal, whatever. And for me, that's real freedom. I don't care about making 100K if I have to be here in this country. Come on, bro. That's not really freedom. So that's the thing. Let me just check the time, guys. I still have some stuff to do. Let's see. So believing is achieving. You have to divide it up, reverse engineer. That's what you call it. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? We still have. Okay, we still have some stuff. All right. So the next thing is Luke talks about your friends, your environment. All right. So I already spoke about this a little bit, right? Casting spells, affirmations, self-negative talk, okay? Make sure that the people around you are supportive and they're positive, okay? Make sure they're not calling you any dumb names, even though if it's a joke. Of course, your friends are not going to call you, an idiot while being serious. But even as a joke, these are not the type of jokes that you want to accept, that you want to be making with your friends. Don't make these jokes, all right? So your friends, all right? If you're telling your friends you're going to, start a business, you're going to become a millionaire, if they're like, oh, man, you're never going to succeed, whatever, come on, bro, you need to cut them off. You need to just leave them. You need all the momentum, because You're going to have enough battles within, like with your own emotions. You don't need people around you or family that's going to be like, oh, you should have stuck to your 9 to 5, or are you really going to make it? Are you sure? Oh, it's difficult. Come on, bro. I mean, of course, like, I'm not saying that you need yes men, because it is difficult. Of course, otherwise everybody would be a millionaire, right? But you gotta make sure that the people are also like, you know what, it's difficult, but you're something special. I believe in you. That's what you need. You have to see it as just as you're starting like a fire, like a backyard fire, like in a what do you call that, in a can, whatever. And you just want people to make your fire brighter, like adding gasoline positively, right? That's what you want. You want everything. You want to streamline everything. Also in your house, make your house minimalistic. Make your house that everywhere you put like sticky notes or flyers, whatever, that you're going to become a millionaire. What do you have to do today? Put like your daily tasks, put everything in line. So whenever you're walking through your house, you're reminded of your goal. You're reminded of your purpose, right? That's very important. All these things are like going to in your subconscious. It's going to help you. Just like, for example, like if you're riding the bicycle, or if you're riding the bicycle, for example, and you go with the wind, you go like the same direction as the wind is going to push you. You're going to go so much more faster. And for example, if you have people that are talking bad, negative people, people that are, hating, whatever, it's going to be like your bicycle. You're riding against the wind. Same with the car. Even in the car, you can feel it. If you're going against heavy wind, like it will, you will feel it, okay? Mostly on a bicycle, on a skateboard, whatever. All right? So make sure that your environment is in check. All right, next. Talking about your environment, what you eat. Come on, guys. Your body is a vehicle, just like a car, a motorcycle. So like, in racing cars, they put like racing fuel, right? So that makes it goes faster. And you also have like, regular gas, or you have premium, right? And you see that a lot of race cars, a lot of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, they have like the higher octane. They need like the more expensive gas, right? They cannot deal with the cheap ass gas, And that's because they're like performance machines. So they need every single thing, every single source of power, so they can perform the best at the peak, right? So that's the same with also race cars, whatever. So your body is the vehicle, all right? You ever go to McDonald's and afterwards you feel like, I regret going to the McDonald's. I'm feeling bloated, whatever. Let me tell you what, if you're feeling bloated, if your stomach is like going crazy, like lava on the inside, just know something, guys. That's a sign, that's a signal from your body telling you, hey, this is not good. It's a signal, come on. Like, for example, if you're driving your car and your car starts to make like weird noises, it's a signal, right? It's the same. It's exactly the same. Because if you're getting bloating, whatever, bloating is, you can see bloating the same as like an allergic reaction. Because why does it make sense? Why would it make sense if you're, just eating food that's good and afterwards your belly is like all bloated, all like, feeling heavy, slow? That doesn't make sense. That's not healthy. You cannot perform at your best while being in that state, right? You guys agree, right? So whatever you eat is very important, all right? So look at the ingredients. If you're shopping, look on the ingredients. See if you see the number E, the E numbers. E numbers, they're not good. You want like as the minimum amount of ingredients as possible. The minimum amount of ingredients on whatever you're picking. And also you want to make sure that it's most natural possible. So preferably 100% natural. So check out the ingredients. Don't take stuff like glucose or stuff like that. That's going to mess you up. Look at the sugar levels. So start on looking at the packaging of whatever you're eating. All right, guys, that's very important. You will definitely see the difference. On top of that, start drinking. I don't have anything with me. Bottled water. Okay, start drinking bottled water and do some research on which one is the best. Look at the pH index and see like which one is the best. All right, guys. So me, I have like a bottle that I drink that has a pH of 7.6. You know, so it's good. You know, I also look at like what's in the water. You know, like fluoride and stuff like that, like chlorine. You don't want that stuff. You don't want that stuff in your body. All right, so that's why I'm telling you, don't drink the tap water, because the tap water has stuff. It has stuff in it. It has chemicals in it, so that's going to affect you. All right, so that's you guys. Wait, let me give you an example. Let's see. For example, all right, I don't have an example right now. Wait, I have an example. I actually do. Did you guys ever like put like gel in your hair or product in your hair, and afterwards put more gel in your hair and more and more and more without washing it? I mean, come on, when you're young, probably. I mean, now you probably have your life in order, but like when you were young, you guys ever did that or something similar? What you will realize is that if you do that, you're going to get a build up on your hair. It's going to look flaky. It's going to be greasy. It's not going to be good, guys. It's the same with your organs. It's the same with your stomach on the inside, okay? So if you're adding all this stuff without washing it, because it's chemicals, it's going to make a buildup, and that's going to make sure that you're not in tune, you're not as sharp, you know? So you want to make sure that you focus on eating good food. All right, do some research, guys. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professor, I'm just a guy, I'm just a man just like you. These are all stuff that I had to discover as well from friends or with myself or my girlfriend or family, you know, stuff I started to discover as the years went by, you know. So for me, it's also not that long that I'm not eating E numbers, I'm not taking glucose, I'm looking at the sugar, I'm not drinking tap water. I mean, you know, it hasn't been like this always. Because when you're broke, of course, you don't have many options. So, all right, guys. So the last thing I'm going to be talking about today is video games. So I used to play video games like back in the day. And I had like an office job that I really neglect. I really didn't like this job. And that was like the year that I became 100 kilos. I became fat, man tits. And I don't know, bro. I was doing nothing. I was gaming a lot, you know. And something that Luke said is that people that, you know, game a lot, like, I mean, of course, gaming is fun, right, guys? It's fun for me. It's fun for everybody, right? But the thing is, like, if you're not happy with your own reality, it's going to be more tempting to dive into the game world. Because in the game world, you can have your way. You can do whatever you want. You can create the character you want. You can buy the car you want. You know, you can get the girls you want, whatever. So Luke says, guys, gaming is fun. We all know gaming is fun. But don't do it. Simply don't do it. Because if you're doing it, you're spending all that time building up credit, building up, how do you call that? RP, you know. Basically, PR? Wait, RP? What was it in Call of Duty? I don't even remember. PR double XP. Oh, XP. You're building up all this XP, all this, leveling up your character in the game, whatever, in Grand Theft Auto, for example, you're becoming rich, making all this money in the game. That's cool, bro. But afterwards, you have to go back to your real life. So what if instead of investing that time in a game that doesn't have real benefits for you, why don't you invest it in real things and starting a business? Because if you put like the same time that you're playing all the video games, you put it in a business, you put it in going to the gym, working on yourself, whatever you're doing, in studying a course so you can start your business, drop shipping, copywriting, whatever, all these stuff you can do from home, right? You will make your own life a video game, all right? Because when you think about the video game, you basically think about, a game where you can do whatever you want, a game where you can do fantasies, whatever. Well, basically what he says here, and, with my own knowledge, you can make your own life however you want, okay? Instead of like driving jet skis in GTA 5 or GTA 6, whatever, go do some jet skiing in Dubai. Like, you can do this stuff. These are real stuff you can do. Instead of going like to the highest building and like parachuting down, whatever, base jumping, go do that in real life. You can do it in real life. Come on. You can just go parachute jumping, whatever. You can go racing cars. You can buy the cars you want. You can pimp it out like Pimp My Ride. West Coast Customs. I love that shit. So, and that's for me as well. Because I used to game. I stopped gaming. And after you stop gaming, you have so much free time, and that free time you have to use it wisely. Use it to upgrade your life, guys. All right. So that's where I'm going to conclude it today. I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. If you want a community, you want to join my community, you want to be surrounded with people, like-minded individuals, all people striving to become the best version of themselves. Whether it's in business, in relationship, in health, whatever it is. Guys, join my community, Primepple, okay? It's connecting all types of people that just want to become better. And let me tell you what, it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or a billionaire or if you're broke. Because let me tell you what, a millionaire or a billionaire will get inspired by somebody that's broke. And vice versa. Somebody that's broke can get inspired by a billionaire. Oh, wow. If he has billions, I can at least get a couple million. You can get inspired. And a billionaire will be like, he's broke. I remember when I used to be broke. Look at his hunger. He will do anything. He will try anything to become successful. He's sleeping in the car. I remember when I used to sleep in the car. So it doesn't matter what level you are, guys. Just the stories or the stage where somebody else is in their life, just hearing about that, just connecting with people like that is going to have a positive impact on you. So guys, join my community. Basically, my community is not a basic community like the most of communities going around, because there are a lot of communities. What I will do with you guys is, because I don't have a lot of friends and I spend a lot of time just with myself, I would like to build something with you guys by doing daily video calls, drinking coffee, waking up. Hey guys, what are you going to do today? What's something you can do today to become a step closer to your goals? What's something you can do today to become better? All right. So basically we can hold each other accountable. We can also, brainstorm together. If you guys are located in the Netherlands or in Portugal or whatever, or, I'm not free right now, guys. I'm not location free yet. But as soon as I am, I can travel whatever the world, and I can come meet you guys, or you guys can come meet me. We can go boxing, we can go jet skiing, we can go jumping out of a plane, whatever. So if that's stuff that you want to do, and you want to look for people to do it with, and people that can inspire and be inspired and spar and whatever, come on guys, join my community, Primepple. You already know what time it is. See you guys. for day 3. That was day 2. Bye bye.